Yeah. All right. So welcome to the platform. And remember that after the performer performs, there's gonna be open dialogue. So you guys feel free to participate, ask questions, just like the same way that we kind of like organically just like started to talk and you know. Yeah. All right. So there's Christian.
Thank you, thank you. So, I mentioned before, this is the first time I've actually written something to read. I usually just speak, but I was inspired by the theme for today. The world is my mirror. The very first thing I thought about is how we're all mirrors to each other. And so, what does that mean? Well, we're all like reflecting each other, our best and worst attributes, back onto each other. This is why I like to think everyone's projecting. We're all projecting. We're like movie projectors. It could be a good projection, it could be a bad projection. I know that usually like when you say someone's projecting, it's usually negative, but it's not always negative. It could be. Anyway. We are all mirrors for each other, and I've personally done most, if not all, of my growth in relationship to other people. Every loss, every death has taught me something incredibly valuable about myself, ultimately inspiring me to create my morning talk series and share my story with the world. Not because I think it's incredibly unique, but because I know most of what I've been through is incredibly common. In 2006, my mom passed away. And until I started sharing that with people, I still felt like, well, I'm the only person I know that doesn't have a mom. And then as soon as I started opening up about it and sharing it with people, all of a sudden, oh, this person, that person. And then we start connecting through that. And so it's almost like sharing my world and reflecting that out. I'm getting that back from other people too. I just find it's so fascinating that the more comfortable I am sharing my trauma with other people, in the right setting, not trauma dumping, it makes other people feel more comfortable to share what they've been through, and that they're not alone in their own suffering as well. A big thing that I learned recently from these mirror reflections from the world as my mirror is that we are not here to fix others or force others to heal at our pace. If anything, our desire to save another is our own trauma manifesting itself as a savior complex. It is true that our pain and suffering are opportunities for growth, deeper knowing, but we must be careful not to view someone else's pain and suffering as an opportunity for growth for us as well. Their pain is not our pain. They're not our project. That's toxic. Oh, man. A truly healed person will respect and understand where another is at in their own healing journey, accepting the natural pace of their own growth, and play the part of the empathetic observer. Some of the most helpful relationships I've had were with people that shared a space with me. Not someone that was sitting me down trying to fix me, that was trying to tell me what's wrong or get me to look at stuff that I was refusing to or I was being too defensive of. It was the empathetic observers, the people that were willing to just sit with me and share a space and listen to me. Let me unravel. I guess what I'm trying to say here is I still have a lot of healing and growing to do myself. Because of my abandonment wounds and trauma, it is very easy for me to disappear into love, to make someone else my world and be completely devoted to them. But how much of that is authentic? How much of it is just my hurt inner child looking for something to cling to, a savior of my own. I'm not into the superficiality of spirituality. I recently just healed from being strung along by a spiritual narcissist for 12 years, but I deeply believe in the value of having a mindfulness practice, becoming more aware of my traumas, my triggers, not just the source of the things that have made me who I am, but the fact that they're there and they're coming up has been so helpful for me. But even in that one-sided relationship I mentioned just prior, there was a deep reason it was happening for me. I learned that I'm not meant to chase after someone for their approval, and that I'm inherently worthy of love without having to show the world why. Most of my lovers have taught me valuable lessons about myself. When to be brave and walk away. When to stand up for myself and not take abuse. When to get over myself and put another person before me. To be more considerate, more compassionate. To open up more and be less guarded. To let down my walls. To be more authentic and honest with myself. And that was probably the hardest thing for me to do, because like most of us, I've been gaslighting myself my whole life, pretending that I could be something I'm not, or I should be something I'm not, or what I actually am is unworthy. Is all that even true? Thank you, guys.
Thank you for sharing, Tristan.
I don't know if I have a question, but I always enjoy your presence and your energy and the things you have to say, so.
Thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate the way that I take when you speak. You have a lot of positive undertones, and like you said, you know, like trauma dumping, like a lot of these things can feel very heavy.
Yeah.
But I feel like the way that you talk about it, it just has a lot of positivity underneath it.
Well, another thing that I've learned about sharing my trauma with people is that it's not all about me. So it's really affected the way that I talk about it.
What do you mean? Can you elaborate more on that?
Almost everything that I've been through, child abuse, sexual trauma, people dying, someone else has been through it. And every single time I open up about it, someone that I did not know was silently suffering comes out and says, hey, that's me too. And I'm like, oh, okay. So the sharing of my story is just a catalyst for other people to feel not alone, and also for me to not feel alone, because I felt alone for most of my life, but that's just because we think we are, and we're not.
That's the ripple effect.
Yeah, it's like the congruency of like self-awareness, but also like being a human to others. And because we need community, we need each other.
I think you and I both like edgier music.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why is because, at least for me, when I was really young, I did not have an outlet that spoke to me. And like when I was younger, I got into like Linkin Park and all that stuff. And it was because, well, I was being abused, right? Well, now Korn, Linkin Park, all these other bands, they're singing about that. I'm not alone. So why not make whatever I'm doing like that? You know, it doesn't have to be like rap metal or whatever, but like maybe the whole, and this is all man-made meaning, whatever, but like for me, this is what I'm coming to. Maybe the whole purpose to my suffering is to be open with it and share it with people. Maybe it's not meant to just be something I stuff down
it's not.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Are you familiar with the law of attraction?
Yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with frequencies and how they operate?
Mm-hmm. You
Did you
get
know-
what you are.
Did you know that the highest frequency is not love? It's actually authenticity.
I only learned that recently.
So by embodying and stepping into your true authenticity, and by being honest and transparent about your path, people who have had similar paths resonate with the frequency that you are emitting,
Mm-hmm.
and they are attracted to that
Mm-hmm.
because of the law of attraction. You, by stepping into your authentic being, are providing that safe space for others to come out of the woodwork, and you're building community just by being you.
And that's absolutely 100% true when it comes to the law of attraction, because my whole life as a performer, as a musician, I've always struggled to, first of all, get booked anywhere, to even want to be like feel belonged anywhere. And then once I finally was able to play, struggling to get anyone to care about what I was doing all throughout my teens, all throughout my 20s, until it got to a point where I stopped caring. And I just started doing it because I enjoyed it. And then all of a sudden people cared. I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense. I don't like law of attraction, but I think they also call it backwards law too, right? Because it's like when you stop trying so hard to make it happen, it happens for you.
When you're trying to force something, it evades you.
Yes.
When you're looking at something from this lack mentality, like, I don't have it, I need to achieve it, you're going to continue to attract not having it,
Mm-hmm.
not achieving it, because you don't think that you have.
And that's the frequency that we're putting out, the frequency of lack, of unworthiness. That's why I've always found myself with these mirrors showing me, oh, here's your father, here's your mother, here's whatever, instead of like a safer space, because that's the frequency I put out. The
It's
hurt.
amazing to see you stepping into that, Christian.
Thank you.
So proud of you.
I think the topic of gaslighting and like gaslighting yourself really resonated with me, because I find that in times when I have not trusted myself or had the confidence, I would always gaslight my opinions and thoughts and every little thing, and it would always drive me stir crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, and then once I learned to like live in my truth, I realized that yes, the gaslighting myself still happens,
Mm-hmm.
but at least I can acknowledge it,
Yeah.
and then just let it kind of move forward.
Though the first step is to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I have something to say, just kind of like a comment, but this makes me think about like how when we are vulnerable and authentic, and and we start like feeling ourselves, and we have this energy that attracts other people, and sometimes those people that we attract are not necessarily in the same boat as you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you also have to watch out on your
Yeah.
protecting your energy, because
Yeah.
these people are so hungry because like they're suffering whatever they're going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't they probably don't even know how to do the work for healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they find in you like that you are in a place where they want to be, and so you have to like be careful with that too, because sometimes it the way that I see it is like sometimes it for a person who is an empath, right? and I know you are.
Yeah.
So I understand, and like it's hard sometimes because we don't see the intentions behind or truly who they are, because at the moment that they're needing your energy,
Mm-hmm.
they present to you in a way that you feel that you're safe as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But once you welcome them into your life, like that sometimes it's kind of like a serpent, right? And you never know. So like that's something that it took me so many years for me to see, because and this is one thing that we talked about before, about like friendships, and like how like I have the tendency of cutting off people when in my early 20s and early 30s, I used to cut off people because I just didn't want to get hurt, and so I saw it coming, right? But now that I'm aware of that, I still cut people, but now I cut them, but now knowing exactly why,
Yeah.
you know, because I learned through the years to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I'm practicing currently, and
Yeah.
I give grace to people, right? And which is very hard, but like now, like when I cut people, it's not because I want to cut them, it's just because I'm protecting my energy.
Well, this is the beautiful thing that was mentioned just a moment ago. When you step into your authenticity, a lot of people show you their true colors. So there are those more strategic people, you might not know what their intention is until you actually get to know them and they're already like getting to know you or whatever. But for the most part, when you present yourself and it's felt that this is who you are, you will see people like explode or like, I don't know, like just like try and like, oh, I gotta do something about that. I gotta do something. And just like, you know, I don't know. It's weird that like the more that I discover myself and care more about just being real and not like how I'm being perceived by people, the more I'm seeing people for who they are, because they're showing me. I don't even have to try and figure out anyone. Like people are, like it's almost like the ability to hold a facade is falling apart in the presence of people that, I think this is why gurus are so powerful. It's not because like they're doing anything like supernatural or anything, although it could be considered supernatural, but like when you're just so authentically present and you're radiating this like light and this love by being present, I've never seen anyone fake around someone like that. It's almost impossible. In fact, I think that I think there's more superficial people that are into stuff like we are that go into situations like that and leave disappointed because it's not what they wanted, you know. And again, it goes back to the mirrors thing. We're projecting what we want the world to be. It's not what we want it to be. It's what it is.
I like that you brought up that they leave disappointed, because I think like the more I started being more authentic, the more people just started like dropping away, and I'm like, oh, quality, not quantity. Bye.
That's as real as it gets.
Yeah.
You know.
And I like how you said like how things happen for you and not to you.
That's the thing too, is I'm learning to
victim mentality.
Yeah, I'm learning to recontextualize how I talk to myself. Because every time I've been through something, I was like, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? But because I've been through all these different things, and I've learned from all of them, and I see them now as opportunities, now when something's happening, I'm like, why is this happening for me? What am I meant to get from this? It might be unpleasant, but you remember when we were young, we were going through growing pains, and it felt like our bones were splitting in half. That wasn't pleasant either, but we were growing, right? That's what growing is. So it's a good thing. It's unpleasant, but it's a good thing. The most unpleasant feeling in the world is giving birth, but that's also a good thing because you're giving birth to a child and, you know, new life into the world. Didn't mean to go there, but, you know.
As a woman who has given birth, I have to attest it was not the most painful experience of my life.
You know.
Okay. I'm making assumptions.
Pretty fucking logical.
You look dark.
Yeah, well, I decided just in all black.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's backlit. Like you're just gonna get like his profile.
We'll put a collage.
I'm the embodiment of all my shadow. All right, I feel like this seat's getting a little hot, so she's sitting.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, this was fun. It's always fun.